The Story of Us, A Journey Through Time. They say history is written by the victors, but what if the greatest story of all, the story of us, was written not by kings and conquerors, but by time itself? A story of survival, struggle, and stunning triumph. A story that began not with empires, not with fire, not even with words, but with a single breath. Imagine standing on the vast African plains, 300,000 years ago. The wind howls across the grasslands, stirring the dust at your feet. You are not alone. A small band of early humans huddles together, their eyes reflecting the flickering light of a distant fire. They are not the first of their kind, nor will they be the last. But at this moment, they are the fragile torchbearers of something the world has never seen before. An idea. A spark of consciousness that will ignite into the civilization we know today. But survival is far from guaranteed. There are predators lurking in the dark, lions, hyenas, things with teeth sharper than spears. More dangerous still are the elements, the hunger, the unknown. And yet they endure. Why? Because they have something no other creature possesses. Not just brute strength, not just intelligence, but imagination. They can look at a rock and see a tool. They can see stars and dream of gods. They can pass their knowledge down, one generation to the next, in a way no other species can. This is where the human story truly begins. For thousands of years, our ancestors remained in Africa, shaping their tools, sharpening their minds, learning the land. Then something changed. Whether driven by climate shifts, dwindling resources, or simple curiosity, small groups began to move. They followed rivers, coastlines, and open plains, unknowingly stepping into the first great migration. And so, like ripples in a vast ocean, humanity spread. They encountered lands they had never seen before, deserts that stretched beyond the horizon, dense forests teeming with life, mountains that scraped the sky. But they were not the only ones there. Across the world, they found other humans, cousins of a different kind. The Neanderthals in Europe, the Denisovans in Asia. For thousands of years they coexisted, sometimes as friends, sometimes as rivals, and occasionally as something else entirely. Traces of their DNA still flow in our veins today, whispers of a forgotten past. As humanity spread, it adapted. In the freezing tundras of the north, people crafted fur-lined clothing and learned to hunt mammoths. In the humid jungles, they found ways to navigate by the stars, moving through tangled canopies like ghosts. In the vast grasslands, they learned to tame fire, to control animals, to bend the land to their will. Every place, every challenge shaped them. And then, the greatest transformation of all, the dawn of civilization. For almost all of human history, we had been wanderers, foragers, moving where the seasons guided us. But in a few places, something shifted. In Mesopotamia, in the Indus Valley, in the Nile Delta, small bands of humans made a choice that would change everything. They stayed, they planted, they built, they dreamed. The first cities rose like mirages from the dust. Walls were built, not to keep animals out, but to keep people in. Kings and priests stood above the masses, claiming power not with spears, but with words. Written words etched into stone and clay, declarations of law, history, and belief. Humanity for the first time was recording its own story. But history is not a straight line. It twists, it turns, it rises and falls like the civilizations themselves. Empires were born in fire and crumbled to ash. The Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, each of them reaching for greatness, each of them falling in time. War and conquest became the defining marks of power, but beneath it all, something greater was stirring. Knowledge, science, art, philosophy, the very things that made us human in the first place. From the printing press to the steam engine, from the light bulb to the microchip, every discovery was another step forward, another leap into the unknown. We walked on the moon, we split the atom, we mapped the human genome, we became gods of our own making, wielding power that once belonged only to the myths and legends of our ancestors. And now Now we stand on the edge of something new. For the first time in history, we are connected. not by roads or ships, but by invisible threads of information, binding us together across oceans and continents. We can speak to each other across the world in an instant. We can explore the depths of space without leaving our planet. We are more powerful than we have ever been. But with power comes responsibility. The same fire that warms can also burn. The same tools that build can also destroy. Our story is far from over. In fact, it may be just beginning. So who are we? Where are we going? And perhaps the greatest question of all, what comes next?